People ask us all the time, do you want to move into a house? And we definitely don't. You know, you're in a blank canvas when you get these toy haulers, and it's really hard to figure out where you're gonna put all your kid stuff. We have 3 kids. Picture our life if we never left. I can't even imagine how boring we would be, like how boring our lives would be, how little adventure we would have gone on. We had a very tiny kitchen in our old RV, which was a Class A. We had about this much counter space. So this to us is like a mansion. Hey, we're Sandy and Jimmy, and we're also known as Trying Something New on our social media channels. So there are 5 of us that live here. We got Jimmy and I, and we have our 3 kids, Nixon, Skylar, and Ryder. Our life before we started doing this tiny living was very typical, living in a house, our kids were in school. I couldn't understand how we were feeling the way that we were feeling, and nobody else seemed to be bothered. It just felt like this hamster wheel every day, and I said, you know what, something's gotta change.
One day I just go, you know what, Sandy, we gotta try this out. We gotta try something new here and see if we can pull this off. We went and got an RV, we fixed it all up, got it roadworthy, gave ourselves about 4 months and hit the road in 2017.
We do things quick. We're not planners, we don't take our time. It's like a wham bam, thank you ma'am.
We saved up a bunch of money for a down payment, and at that time we were working for ourselves, independent contractors. So I wanted this big diesel pusher for $200,000 and we couldn't get approved for it because it was a luxury item at that time. So we took our down payment and just went and bought what we could do.
And it actually worked out so much better. So if you're looking to get an RV and you have these grand dreams of getting this big old Mac Daddy thing, we used the down payment money and bought it outright in cash, which turned out to be the best thing ever because we had no payments, no overhead. It was all paid and done. Yeah. So for 8 years we had that RV. We moved into this one, which was a massive upgrade. We went from 35 feet into 45 feet, plus the extra 8 feet on the back. And as the kids got bigger, it was just time. We had to move out. People ask us all the time, do you want to move into a house? And we definitely don't, because then we're really stuck. We could stay for long periods of time wherever, but we can actually get up and leave too. So like people will ask us, do you want to come visit us over here? Or maybe there's an event happening. And so we can literally just hook up the RV and our home's back on the road.
All right, so this RV right here, MSRP, off their showroom floor with the custom paint job, they run about 180, 185.
With all the bells and whistles,
with all the
it was
bells
about
and whistles.
200.
All right, let's head outside here to my realm, the outdoors. Now, this is a Heartland Cyclone 4006, and the year is a 2024. When we got this, we worked with the manufacturer and we got a custom paint job on this. And this paint job is a 1 of 1 with that pink. The only people that are allowed to have it is Trying Something New us, which is pretty cool. So let's go over here and check out some bins. We got one bin right here, and this is kind of a cool outdoor little area. And in here, we have our little shoes that we keep everybody's shoes up top here. I don't know if that's what it's made for, but that's what we decided to do. And we have our little refrigerator here, so all your little outdoor fridgy stuff. Beers, waters, drinks, all that stuff can go in here. It's just nice to have a little bit of extra storage. We have 2 entrances here. This is the main entrance. And one really cool thing about this RV, and whoever designed it, put the main entrance in the slide. A lot of these have the main entrances like over there, over here, but when you walk in, it's a kind of a grand entrance. I don't know if you felt that when you walked in, but it feels big when you walk in because the door is in the slide. Now with the toy hauler, we have 2 doors. So we have another one right over here, which is cool so the kids can come in and out, or sometimes we have a touchpad on here with a keypad. The battery died, we can't get in, so we just go in the back door. So it's kind of cool to have 2 back doors. One feature I want to show you over here is the solar setup that we have. So we'll go up on top here in just a sec and check out the solar setup. But we decided to go with Battleborn and Victron on everything on here. This battery bank, I think we have 840 amp hours of battery. Would only last about 1.5 hours if we ran 3 ACs at the same time. So the idea with the solar is to find that happy balance of how much you're depleting it and how much you're recharging it throughout the day, and to make sure that you leave enough for the nighttime. Because when the nighttime comes, usually we turn off all the ACs, but you still want to have all your power and not wake up with dead batteries. We have 3 game changer batteries in here. I think there's 3 batteries in each one of these, so technically 8 to 9 batteries in here. And then we have the Multi+2 3000s inverters, so 2 of those. This is kind of like our little storage unit. Most toy haulers don't have a lot of storage in them, but somehow with these Cyclones, they figured out how to crack the code. But there's 3 charge inverters up here. Also, they mounted it to the ceiling, so they didn't lose any of our space in there. All right, let's check out another bin that we have over here. RVs are full of bins. And like I said, toy haulers, what made us chose this toy hauler in particular is this storage unit right here. Most of the toy haulers, because I don't know why, they lower the beds, they take up space from the back. There's not a lot of belly space. Most toy haulers have about this much room for storage. Most of them do. And this one you can see has a lot more. We love fitness, we love working out, but it's very hard when you're on the road to continue to stay fit. So we have our own mobile workout station here because we're usually in a place longer than 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can't go join a gym and do all that stuff. So we have all of our weights here. We have the Bowflex adjustable weights. And then we even have a collapsible workout bench right here. So we pull this out and this could be your flat bench and lay it out, do some chest and all that stuff. We're gonna head up here to the top and check out the solar array because we saw the batteries and the inverters, but up here is kind of the fun stuff because this is a work of art up here as well. As you can see up here, we have a lot of solar. There's 15 panels up here. And when the guys over at Inverter Service Center put this in, it was a work of art. They were pulling strings down the panels to make sure that they were all lined up. As long as these panels are clean, we are pulling in sunshine all day long. And even when they're dirty, they still pull in pretty good amount of sunshine. All right, so we got 2 more upgrades in here. These are the last ones, and then we'll move on from this area. Blue Tech water filtration system, triple filtration, UV lights. They got this little thing in here that measures how many gallons you have coming into the RV so that you know when to change out these filters, which is really cool. But this thing right here is kind of my, my bread and butter, my baby. This is Boogie Lights. It's daytime, so you can't see it right now, but this thing glows like a Starlink rocket at nighttime. So, you know, we like to go a little extreme, so I asked if he could do it on the RV, and he said, heck yeah.
Go. So this is our home. We've lived in an RV for over 10 years now, but something that we love at the entry of our home is this wall right here. And this is very personalized. This is a little memento from all the travels that we've done. So we usually collect a sticker, a magnet, something that our kids can look at and it brings back all the memories because we've been doing this for so long. So I'll bring you over to the kitchen. What I love about this kitchen is we had a very tiny kitchen in our old RV, which was a Class A. We had about this much counter space. So this to us is like a mansion kitchen. We have all residential appliances, a 4-burner stove, and something that's really cool, come on over here because we just got this a few days ago. And if anybody that is in an RV knows that this is like a rolling earthquake going down the road and things, when you open, you might have projectile items shooting out in the head. I know because it's happened to me. And so this company called Sylvie came up with magnetic dishes and cups and all of that. So it's good for boat life and RV life. And so I said, sign me up. I want to check this out. So these literally are all magnets. Everything has a magnet in it. And so we haven't driven yet with it, but I'm so curious to see like how everything's gonna hold up. The dishes over here as well, everything is magnetic. So that's something that we don't have to worry about. And over here, I'll show you our pantry, which is really cool. When we first got the RV, we had professional organizers come in because, you know, the spaces are very big, but they're not organized, and so it gets kind of messy in there. And so they did these pull-out shelves where we now maximize the space because whatever's in the back we can have access to. And so that's really cool, I love that. And as you come on over into the living room, love that we have conversational seating because a lot of RVs have maybe like 2 couches or you're kind of all looking at each other going, you know, trying to talk to each other. So this is super homey. We love movie nights in here. They're all recliners, and so we have plenty of space. Everybody can snuggle, watch the movies. A heated fireplace over here. We don't like to be in cold weather environments, but if we are, this is also heat pumps out of here, and it also changes colors. So whatever you're feeling, you would change the color to that vibe. Since we do like staying in warmer climates, we have 3 ACs, which is really cool. Our old RV had, I think, 2, and one of them never worked, so. Now, if you come on over here, this is also another thing that we love to do is we love to make it homey and really like personalized. So we have all of our family photos over here. The kids when they were young, now they're taller than me and I'm going crazy. As you come over this way, this is the master bedroom. What's really cool is the bed is retractable. So during the day, you can put it back and you have all this extra space. At night, you just press the button, the bed comes out to about here, and you have a full-size king bed, which is really nice. Over here, this is where Jimmy edits.
A way that we pay for our lifestyle and the way that we live out here is we do social media full-time. We blew up pretty big, and yeah, we were able to make a full-time living off of our social media channels. So.
Yeah, full-time content creators.
And if you would have told us this was our life even a couple years ago, we would have said, I don't believe you.
Yeah, our kids even have their own social media channels now and are doing their own thing and making money from it. We love doing this. We love sharing our life with the world. We love inspiring people to try out alternative living because people message us all the time and they're like, because of you guys, we moved into an RV and we sold it all. Or, or they took their kids out of school and now they're homeschooling. It's really dear to our hearts to be able to do that and also give back. And so, yeah, we get to have fun and do all that, but it's also giving it back to the world and maybe showing somebody else a different way to live. The professional organizers also did this closet. So we had just the one bar, and it was kind of getting saggy because there's 5 people's like hoodies and all that in this closet. And so they came in and transformed the space. They put this shelf up here, which now we have tons of little bins for all different types of seasons, clothing. You usually have to get rid of a season's worth of clothes because there's just nowhere to put it, as well as storage under the bed. So love that. And of course we have our LEDs because we're obsessed with LEDs, and the whole dream bigger vibe because that's what we're all about. It's good vibes only. And then right over here we have the bathroom, which actually has a bathtub. Typically you don't see that in an RV, but it's a larger bathtub as well, which I like because a lot of them are just the square, and a skylight over here, which brings in more light. I'm all about the light. I want as much light as possible to come into the RV. As you come back here, this is what's known as the garage and a toy hauler. So people either use it for families, and this is the kids' room, or they have their toys in here, the ATVs, the golf carts, even smart cars. These are queen bunk beds that come down. They're on a Happy Jack system, so we just press the button and the beds start to come down. So there's 2 of those, and that's where the girls sleep. And then we have a loft up here, which is where Ryder sleeps. And it's nice that he has a cutout. It gives him extra light and air ventilation and whatnot. We got them all desks so they could sit and do their schoolwork, and they have their own spaces. Over here, of course, IKEA to the rescue. IKEA has amazing furniture for RVs because it's small, it's functional, and they have their dressers here. Each kid gets 2 drawers, and it totally works. So the kids do have a half bath, which is nice. We took the door out because it was just coming into like the living area. And so we just put this curtain, and people question all the time, like, oh, that's not a lot of privacy, but they typically use this to wash their hands, brush their teeth, and they do have the toilet if they want. We recently just installed this LED mirror. Just the girls love doing their makeup and whatnot. And so this is a great addition to the room because it also makes it feel bigger. Whenever you add mirror to the space, it feels bigger. Now we have a combo washer and dryer. So it's great to have this. We didn't have it in our old RV, so you don't have to go to the laundromat every time you have dirty clothes, but it's not super efficient. Like, you can do the laundry, but it's never gonna be fully dry. It's not dry at all, actually. So I have to separate the clothes and then do another dry cycle. But it's well worth it because to be able to have access to do the laundry in the RV and not have to go to the laundromat every time you want to wash your clothes is huge. The kids have totally decorated their areas. Like, Ryder loves gaming, so he's got his whole gaming set up at his desk. The girls love their makeup and perfume, so they have a whole area over here. And we will be adding more shelves here and here since we just installed this to maximize their space of all the girly stuff that they want. You know, you're in a blank canvas when you get these toy haulers, and it's really hard to figure out where you're gonna put all your kid stuff. We have 3 kids, so, and you don't wanna, get rid of all their stuff because we're in an RV. We want them still to have their own space and all their knickknacks and all that stuff. So we're able to do that. And we're minimalists, but they still have all the stuff that they want. Now this is our favorite feature of all. It's the drop-down patio. This is why a lot of people choose toy haulers, because you literally have an extra 8 feet long of living space. And for us, we love to also add the color. This is a hangout. We love coming out here. You can drink your coffee out here. You guys can eat dinner out here. The kids hang out with their friends. And you literally open up a wall of windows. So all of that outdoor beautiful air is coming in, all that light's coming in. And I think we're toy haulers for life because I can't imagine like not having this accessible. Do you guys love the toy hauler?
We love it so much.
Why this really comes in handy is if you're backed up to the ocean or a lake or something really cool, you can drop this down and you're literally a part of it. And so that's something that's always awesome about RV life is you're bringing the outdoors in, and with this you can literally hang it over the ocean. People do that down in the Keys all the time, and as you sit out here, you're oceanfront property. Now that is oceanfront property at a fraction of the cost that people would normally pay if you were in a house. I have to give so much credit to Tiny Living because this whole experience has absolutely transformed our lives as a family, as a couple. being able to raise our kids the way that we do. We've seen and done and experienced so much, and our kids as a family, we've connected and bonded because we do live in a smaller space. We are fully enmeshed with each other and absolutely love the experiences that we've done. And so you don't have to think you're burning everything behind you. It's like, it's still there. You can move back to your neighborhood. That house might be available. The apartment, it's like everything is there. Your job is still there. Yeah. Nothing will change ever. And you can just go try it. And so, of course, once we tried it, we never went back. It was like, heck no, I don't. We literally went back to Las Vegas last year. We drove by the house we lived in, we passed by the school the kids went to.
After 10 years.
The supermarket that we used to go to.
It's like you never left.
Nothing changed. And I was like, picture our life if we never left. Like, we would be 10 years later in that neighborhood. And I would, like I can't even imagine how boring we would be, like how boring our lives would be, how little adventure we would have gone on. So just try it. If you don't like it, go back to it. That's it. Like, it's so simple.
Thanks for staying along for the tour, and remember, whatever you do, get out there and
try something new!
If you like this week's episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check back soon because we have new unique home tours publishing all the time. And if you'd like to join our team and get access to members-only content and unique perks, make sure you click on the join button below.